Hello everyone. Today I'm going to use some examples to talk about a common error I saw from your homework. I think it's very important for us to learn from our mistakes. And I give you 5 equations, ask you to solve x. If you observe these 5 equations, they're so similar but slightly different. So only when we understand why math works, math works the way it works, we understand what operations we should do, and then we couldn't get confused if we saw some similar problems, right? Okay, let's look at these examples one by one. The first says -6 times absolute value of x equals 18. So I saw that some student did this because they saw -6. So in order to solve x, we need to add +6 to both sides. Keep in mind, we always need to do add a number to both sides. Okay, so -6 plus +6 equals 0, and the left absolute value x on the left side, and the right side is 24. In this case, x equals either 24 or -24. However, what's wrong with this solution? Maybe you say it's correct. Let's check. Okay, let's check the solution. Check meaning you need to input the x value you found to the initial equation to see whether the left side equals the right side. Let's check left side. Left side equals -6 times x absolute value if we choose the first value you found, and equals -6 times 24. This equals what? This at first is a negative number. 6 times 4 equals 24. 2 times 6 is 12, plus that 2 is 14, which is not equal to right side. Right side equals 18, right? So meaning something wrong with your solution. Actually, if you observe the left side of this equation, it is a multiplication. It's -6 times absolute value. So this is a wrong solution, okay? Let's see the correct solution. So I'm going to just copy this. And since it is a multiplication, in order to get rid of this 6, we need to divide it by -6 to both sides, okay? Divided by -6. And -6 divided by -6 equals 1, and left x absolute value equals -3. Question here for you is there any number's absolute value equals -3? No. There is no solution to this question because we don't have a value whose absolute value equals negative number, okay? So now let's look at the second one. What do you think? The second says 6 plus absolute value of x equals 12. In this case, since the left side is a addition, in order to move this 6 to the other side, we could do subtract 6 to both sides, okay? Subtract 6 to both sides and give us 6 minus 6 equals 0, then x absolute value equals 6. In this case, x could either be +6 or -6. Let's double check. 6 plus 6 absolute value equals 12, correct? If x equals -6, we got 6 plus absolute value of -6 is also a +6. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Checked. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 now is 6 times absolute value of x. Again, the left side is a multiplication, so we are going to do division, okay? Divided by 6 to both sides equals 18 divided by 6. And we got absolute value of x equals 3. In this case, x could either be 3 or negative 3. Now compare the first one and the third one. And when the absolute value equals a negative number, then there is no solution. When the absolute value equals a positive number, we got 2 solutions, 2 answers, okay? Let's look at number 4. Number 4, what's the difference from this problem to others? Yes, inside of the absolute value sign, it's a negative ix, okay? Be careful. Again, it's 6 times negative x absolute value. So the operation on the left side is a multiplication. We need to divide it by 6 to both sides first, okay? Divided by 6. Equals 18 divided by 6. Now be careful, this 6 divided by this 6 equals 1 left absolute value of x1. Do not change to x, okay? Do not throw away the absolute value sign. Equals 3. In this case, it's the entire term negative x either equals 3 or positive 3. So we got 2 different cases that we need to take care of. Negative x, the first case equals 3. In this case, if you multiply negative 1 to both sides, negative 1 times negative x give us positive x, and the right side is negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Then we need to deal with the second case, which is negative x equals negative 3. Again, multiply negative 1 to both sides, we got x equals 3. Now maybe you have a question. So here is negative x equals 3. Why we couldn't just say x equals 3 or positive 3 but negative 3? Because the answer, no matter how, is the same. Therefore, x equals 3 or positive 3 or negative 3. Yes. You always need to be careful about this step. Okay, it's negative x equals 3 and negative 3. This problem is a specific case. I'm going to talk about the 5th problem, then you could see why this step is so important and why this worth your attention. Okay, let's look at number 5. It's not always that case, okay? Let's talk about okay, yes, number 5. Solution. So the left side is 6 times our absolute value. So we need to do division to both sides. Divided by 6. Divided by 6 to both sides. And left negative x plus 2 equals 3. Then in this case, meaning this term's absolute value equals 3, meaning this term could either be positive 3 or negative 3. Now we need to deal with those 2 cases separately. The first is negative x plus 2 equals positive 3. If you observe the left side of this equation, in order to move this x to right side, we need to do addition. Negative x plus 2 minus 2 equals 3 minus 2. Therefore, the left side left negative x equals 1. So x equals negative 1. Okay, that was the first case. The second case was negative x plus 2 equals negative 3. So again, we need to do subtract 2 to both sides. Negative 3 subtract 2. So the left side left negative x equals, the right side is negative 3 times minus negative 2, which is negative 5. Then x equals positive 5. To summarize, the solution to the initial equation is x either equal to negative 1 or positive 5. Okay. To make this smaller, make sure that you could see all the problems. Okay, let's see. Okay, I hope the assignment I gave you is carefully read these 5 examples, and this should be number 5. Okay, so carefully read all the solutions for these 5 equations and try to pay attention to the similarities and the differences among these 5 problems. Make sure you completely understand how each step works. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know and we could talk further about that. Okay, have a good one. Bye.